Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It is your boy EXF at EXFGaming, and today we're going to talk about why free-to-play players are winning. Now, in my previous video, which I made a couple months or weeks back, I talked about how the free-to-play players were losing in Fire Emblem Heroes, and that created quite a stir. Actually, that did create quite a stir. I don't really know what happened after that video, but it seems like Intelligent Systems has heard me and made some changes soon after that video went live, but I'm sure those changes weren't actually because I made the video, but they're just, they made plans for it, and it just like my timing for that video was kind of on point, I guess. Now, going into the subject, it might sound a bit controversial for me to say, obviously, to say that why free-to-play players are winning when I actually made a video about why free-to-play players were losing before, but hear me out and we'll get the discussion going. And if you have any thoughts on whatever I said, definitely leave it in the comment section below. But anyway, to put it simply, this guy is the reason why free-to-play players are winning. The Black Knight single-handedly gives the free-to-play players, quote, win condition in terms of playing the game, playing Fire Emblem Heroes. Now, this unit, the Black Knight, is essentially a Hector. He's essentially a Hector with a different color, with a different weapon, with superior speed, obviously, and a special that pretty much nukes every unit in the game, or at the very least challenge them to the point where that the weapon triangles doesn't even matter, that the weapon triangles aren't a factor. And I know because I've played against Black Knights with a blue unit, and they still get nuked against Black Knight, especially using Black Nula. So like you may think like okay, so he's a armor unit, he might be strong, but he's an armor unit, so his movements may be nerfed. He can only move one space. But then we have these two. We got Amelia and Tana, and Amelia and Tana can individually or in a team setting definitely complement Black Knight, in my opinion. Well, not in my opinion, they can complement Black Knight very well, to the point where he could be seen in arena. I mean, I already see him in arena, but to the point where he can become a threat, and he can become essentially, I guess what else can I say? Essentially a threat, yeah. I could easily see a team of Hector, Amelia, Black Knight, Dancer, or Hector, Tana, Black Knight, Amelia, Dash, Dancer, so that the Black Knight can always take two spaces and not have to worry about forced interruption and whatnot when taking space. So now, why am I saying all this? Well, some of you may not need to summon, for quite some time when you have this unit, because he is free, quote, free. You can climb through the Tempest Trial even on the lowest difficulty and eventually end up getting up to 30k, and you can get yourself a nice little 5-star capable of taking out nearly the entire cast. Especially when you add Vanish on him, like that just makes him quite a threat, becomes very, very scary. And Vanish fodder is quite readily available for Black Knight. So even those people who started Fire Emblem quite late, easily you can add a Vanish on him. Longku is not that hard to get. In my previous video, I talked mostly about getting more orbs so we can challenge summoning on our favorite banners more often, and I believe they're doing that now, or I can see that they're doing that now with special locking bonuses, focusing in terms of events that happen in the game, such as Tempest Trials or new banners that come out, right? So they give you orbs every single day, 2-1, 2-1, I think, something like that, and then they give you like 3 in the last day or something like that. So orb saving is a lot more easier now with them giving you so many orbs every single day. You see daily tasks and whatnot, which allow you to get more orbs, which is good for Intelligent Systems to do. That's one of the biggest things that I've talked about in my previous video. If you haven't checked it out, definitely check it out. And then I actually made a follow-up video after, but definitely check it out. The link will be in the description to that video and in the end card as well. So my problem is, I'm not a fan of the fact that Intelligent System is given a potential S or S plus tier so easily. I've heard some discussions, you know, here and there. I've went to different websites and different posts and discussions that the Black Knight should have been in a Grand Hero battle instead of Tempest Trials reward. But I think Black Knight should have had his own banner focus instead. Just because he's just too good. He's just too good for, you know, for it to be a free, quote, free unit. Like, it's a unit that you can obtain without having to spend orbs, right? Because for intelligent systems, money is generated through orbs, right? But when you play Grand Hero Battle and whatnot, Tempest Trials, they don't gain, quote, revenue. Like, he's just not generic enough to merit him to be a reward in Tempest Trials. That's what I mean. Like, Marth was generic enough. Tobin was too generic. Clive was generic enough to be a reward for sure. But Black Knight is not generic enough. And what I mean by generic is, I mean like there's nothing special about the unit. You know what I mean? Like, you don't see Mass Marth being run everywhere. You don't see Tobin being run. You don't see Clive being run everywhere as soon as he came out, right? I mean, people might have used him just, you know, for the sake of fun, but not to win, quote, win the game. Like, you don't see them in the arena. And especially, you know, like, Black Knight shouldn't be a reward just because we've had the CYL units as well, and they were actually really, really good units. I don't know about balance, but they were good units, and I don't think we should have another, you know, equally good unit this soon. You know, maybe in December-ish, like, if they introduce Black Knight, then I'll be like, oh, okay, like, sure, why not? Maybe. I might have changed my mind on that. I know, you know, like, I know the game is in its first year, and there are a lot of, you know, trials and errors associated with the game because it is the first year of the game being launched. But I believe if you're going to fan service as a work of intelligence system, if you're going to fan service, you should not fan service in the form of a reward such as the Black Knight, just because he is just too good. And I think in terms of fan servicing, if you want to do it right, in my opinion, I think the best way to do it is just to give out free orbs. That's the best way to do it. Why? Because in the end, I mentioned in my previous video, we want to summon. That's what we want to do in Fire Emblem Heroes. Sure, we want to play the game the way, you know, it's run. Like, we want to go into arena, we want to do Tempest Trials, we want to do main story, chain challenges and whatnot. But in the end, we do want to summon. It's the best part of the game, and we're excited to pull for our favorite units at all times. Therefore, intelligent systems, I think, needs to manage how they give out free stuff better. Again, like, this video is kind of controversial with everything I said in the previous video. But I think I still need to say this, because ultimately what I want to see is more orbs, right? Which means that we get more opportunities to attempt more banners, to be able to attempt every banner as a free-to-play player, because a lot of you guys I know have to save orbs just to pull a lot for the one banner that you do want to pull for, right? And you spend most of your orbs that way, instead of being able to attempt every single banner, because all the pay-to-win players obviously will attempt every single banner. Again, I would like to see, you know, units like Black Knight being a banner and not having to grind to get it for free. And, you know, before I continue, I'm sure some of you might say that Tempest Trial is not free, but in the end, you know, they did add the 3x multiplier that you get every single day, 2 times a day, which you don't really need to have to attempt the highest difficulty in order for you to get 30k to get your 5-star, right? Like, you just don't have to do that anymore. It's just so easy with the 3x multiplier. You could even do the hard missions or even the normal missions, and you don't need to have OP units to clear, you know, those maps. Especially, you know, with a bonus unit, you can definitely take advantage of the bonus system. If you were able to pull the focus unit, or once you get the 4-star Black Knight, you can easily get him to level 40 and use him there to get your 20% bonus. So I think there's some things that need to be changed. I think they need to kind of wire down a little area here and there, tweak it down a little bit, just so that, you know, they don't give out, you know, units such as the Black Knight so easily. Because what if they gave out Hector, you know, instead of the Black Knight? Let's say Hector wasn't in the game, and then they just said Hector with, you know, this encounter, Armads, whatever. Like that's I wouldn't call it game breaking, but it does allow a lot of people to just quit. I don't want to say quit the game, but I know some people kind of got disappointed because of the fact that now it kind of gets boring with everybody having, you know, the same broken unit. But anyways, I digress. What do you guys think? Am I right? Am I wrong? Do you have similar thoughts? Definitely let me know in the form of a comment in the comment section below. Definitely hit that like button or just dislike button. I don't mind if you dislike the button, dislike the video. It just lets me know what kind of content that you guys actually like. Subscribe to EXFGaming. Definitely do that. It does help out the channel. Share the video to your friends. I do appreciate the support in any form that you guys can give to me. So with that said, thank you for watching the video. I'm EXF, and I'll see you guys in my next installment.